Yeah, we rolling deep across our 10 in the dirty South, where the rivers blend from Lake Charles to Baton Rouge. We riding with the Saints under them southern skies. We hustle hard, ain't no time to stop. Drive to the top, it's our time to shine. From Nola's heart, we redefine the grind. Southwest Louisiana, stand up proud. With every beat, we bring the heat, hear the crowd. From Houston streets to Lafayette, Long McNeese. Right, let the raging cages flow. DJ Dirty South, turn it up loud. Marking our vibes, yeah, we make our proud. Get on the bus, we coming alive. Drive to the top, it's our time to shine. From Nola's heart, we redefine the grind. Southwest Louisiana, stand up proud.
Well, hello again, everyone, and welcome back to another live edition of On The Go right here on Driving to the Top Productions and Dirty South Entertainment. It's your boy, Marky Mark, Dirty South. I'm back for another week. It is Thursday, August 13th, 2026. Almost got the dates mixed up. Summer's basically over. Everyone's going back to school. We are now in football fever mode. We got preseason games going on right now with other teams. We kicked it off last week with the Hall of Fame. We're kind of in a football mode, and I'm going to wrap up tonight's tour of the teams I covered with my football previews. I deleted the post because, according to StreamYard, in your brand, you can only have a limit to 100 total combined pictures, videos, clips, and whatnot, and overlays, and blah, blah, blah. Something had to go with what I got previewed tonight, so I got rid of the little chalkboard overlay I made that had the tour schedule because it wraps up tonight. It's August 13th. I'm going to wrap it up with that little angry wave you see right there on the left corner. I'm going to wrap it up with Tulane tonight. It's going to be a fun one. Before we go any further, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. You guys know what to do. Follow me on X at DirtySouthENT_. Follow me on Facebook, Instagram. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Driving to the Top, you know where you can find them as well on all social media platforms. This episode and this show is presented by Rogue Energy, the official gaming drink of On The Go, and POGGERS, the official vitamin supplement of On The Go. Pick your poison. Go to rogueenergy.com, download that app on any mobile device, or go to poggers.shop. There's the promo code right there, OTG, to get 10% off of your order. And before we get this underway, little announcement to make. You can all this show as well. You know, for the last, I've been doing this show about a year now since I've done with other shows. I've been a part of Driving to the Top Productions for so many years, and I'm going to continue that on. Of course, this is also a part of my brand, Dirty South Entertainment. I'm adding another stipulation for this show. This show is also a part of your number one source for fan-driven college podcasts, the College Huddle. Just signed with them. It's awesome to be here. You're going to see a lot more collaborations with college football season and whatnot. There's so many other ones out there, from representing the SEC to the Big 10, Big 12, ACC, and so forth. It's a privilege to also be representing and be a part of the College Huddle, a new chapter in this brand. My shit is growing, baby. So now a part of the College Huddle, Driving to the Top, and Dirty South Entertainment. So be on the lookout with college show previews, especially. That's mainly what you're going to see with the College Huddle. With Driving to the Top, we got the NFL guys. The College Huddle, we got the college guys to come on this show. So great collab, great partnership. I'm looking forward to this amazing season and meet new faces and whatnot that's going to pop in. So I'm happy to be a part of the College Huddle as family as well. And we're going to have fun. And I'm going to give you guys a little taste of what I do on this show, especially with these previews. So I'm going to wrap it up with Tulane, and then we're going to do a special bonus SEC episode next week featuring another member from the College Huddle, a guy I've had on my wrestling show, Mr. Trey Tucker, representing the Georgia Bulldogs. If there's anybody else in the SEC, a part of the College Huddle, that wants to join my stream next week when I preview the SEC, the door is open. I will mention it in the group chat. I plan on doing the show a week from tonight, August 20th at 9 p.m. If I have to, I might bounce it back early at 8 p.m. I will keep you guys posted. But that's a little announcement I wanted to make, so let's get this show rolling. Before we get to any college football talk and whatnot, let's kick this off in H-Town. Let's start with the Houston Astros real quick. Let's get the Astros talk out of the way and whatnot. Speaking of baseball, Field of Dreams game going on right now. It's a damn blowout. I know it's the Twins and what is it, the Phillies? I forgot who the other team was. But you got to love the Field of Dreams game. But it's a blowout right now. 7-1 Phillies. Going into the bottom of the eighth, this one's about over with. Love the atmosphere in Iowa and the playing in the cornfield. Love that movie, by the way, Field of Dreams. If you build it, they will come. Is this heaven? Great show. Great movie if you love baseball. But let's get to this baseball talk, shall we? Let's go ahead and kick this off like usual in the 713, and let's jump straight to some Astros talk, folks. Let's go. All right, this is Astros Talk, where I talk Houston Astros baseball, and let's just say they're back on a roll, baby. Their last two series is out in the West. They've won 2 out of 3 in both of those series. We'll start with from this past weekend. They went to beautiful San Diego to take on the San Diego Padres. Game 1 went to the Astros with a final score of 6-3. They dropped Game 2, 3-2, should have won that game, and won Game 3 with a final score 7-2. So, did well against those Padres. Let's see, on the batting side, 10 runs, 18 hits, 4 doubles, 4 home runs, 9 RBIs, 34 total bases, 9 walks, 19 strikeouts. Their batting average was .188 against the Padres. OBP was .264. Their sluggage percentage was .354, and their OPS was .618. Meanwhile, the pitching crew, not too bad. They've only allowed 24 hits, 12 errors, and 6 home runs, 10 walks. They threw 18 strikeouts with their ERA at 4.32. So not a bad performance in San Diego. Then they had Monday, went up north, went to San Francisco, the Bay Area, to play the Giants. I don't know about you guys, but I got a little soft heart for the San Francisco Giants. Like, their ballpark right off the bay, beautiful sight. Like, that's one ballpark that's on my bucket list. You know, because I've been to Yankee Stadium, the old one and the new one. I've been to the Great American Ballpark. I even been to Shea Stadium before they demolished it. Been to Citi Field, been to Globe Life, been to the old park for the Rangers, even though I despise them, even the Astrodome, you know, because of my love for H-Town. I've been to a few ballparks, but if there's one I would love to add to the bucket list, it's got to be the San Francisco Giants. I don't know if it's still called AT&T Park or whatever it's called now, or T-Mobile. No, that's Seattle, T-Mobile Park. But San Francisco Giants ballpark bucket list. So is Dodger Stadium. So is Wrigley. So is it used to be Turner Park where the Braves play. Fenway's another one. Even though I don't really care for the Red Sox, you know, that's iconic places to play, and that's all on my bucket list when it comes to going to baseball parks. But Astros went up there. Game 1 handled the Giants 6-3. They dropped Game 2 4-1, but walked away with Game 3 2-1. So before I reveal, well, let me go ahead and review those stats against the Giants. Batting crew had 9 runs, 17 hits, 3 doubles, 1 triple, 1 home run, 9 RBIs, 25 total bases, 9 walks, 18 strikeouts, with their batting average 181, OBP 257, sluggage percentage 266, and OPS was 523. Had a great numbers there against the Giants, while the pitching crew only allowed Actually, did I even put? I don't even think I put the stats for that. How did I just miss that? I can tell you that right here. Hold on. This ain't going to take but a sec. If my phone cooperates. While I get this up, I can tell you the Houston Astros are currently 62-60 right now. The overall record, they're still first in the AL West. They're now 5th in the American League and 13th overall in Major League Baseball. Let's see. All right, pitching crew against the San Francisco Giants. Has only allowed 20 hits, 8 errors, 3 home runs, 10 walks. They threw 23 strikeouts, and their ERA was 2.67. So good numbers. Good numbers against the Giants. Now, team leaders this season, nothing's changed. Still across the board. Yordan Alvarez leading in batting average for the season at .322, 35 home runs, 87 RBIs, OBP at .436, and 140 total hits this season for Yordan. While on the pitching side, Peter Lambert still leads with 8 wins as a starter and 111 strikeouts thrown, with Josh Hader leading at 17 saves and Steven Okert leading with 16 holds. That's your current numbers right now for the Astros. And what's coming up next for them? Well, after back-to-back series in Cali, they're heading back to the Icebox. They're heading back to Daikin to take on another division foe in the Seattle Mariners and the LA Angels of Anaheim. Starting tomorrow, Friday, August 14th, it will be Peter Lambert on the mound against George Kirby. Peter Lambert 8-9 as a starter with his ERA at .368. So far this season as a starter, he's allowed 140 hits, 112 strikeouts, 28 walks, and 16 home runs. Saturday, it will be Hayden Wiesinski versus Emerson Hancock. Wiesinski's 2-0 undefeated as a starter with his ERA at .386. 16 hits, 12 strikeouts, 6 walks, and 2 home runs as a starter. Sunday, our ace is back. Hunter Brown, who's 3-2, will battle against Brian Wu with the ERA at .368 as well, with 46 hits, 67 strikeouts, 35 walks, and 8 home runs. Now, when we get to the Angels series, they will have an off day on Monday. They will go back to playing on Tuesday, August 18th. Christian Javier will be on the mound for the Astros, taking on George Klassen. Javier is 1-3 as a starter with his ERA at .668, 39 hits, 25 strikeouts, 16 walks, and 6 home runs. Wednesday's matchup, no one has been announced yet, but I feel like it will probably come down to either Ronel Blanco or even like a Brian Abreu against Walbert Urena. So we'll keep you updated on that. I'll give you guys the announcement when I get to next week's show. And then Thursday, August 20th, they close out that series with Peter Lambert, who will also be starting tomorrow. So we're going to get to see him twice within the next show. So that's about all I got on the Houston Astros. They keep making me proud, keep impressing me. I know with NFL preseason underway, I will still be paying attention to you guys with all the football that will be interfering in my life. So I will not leave you guys out. I'll tell you what, probably the team that's impressing me right now in H-Town is the Houston Dynamo. So let's go ahead and take it to the Shell. And let's talk this win streak the Dynamo's doing and a little celebration coming up. So let's go. This is Dynamo Talk, where I talk your Houston Dynamo, and they're still on a win streak, folks. Their last matchup, they got a 2-0 victory over the New England Revolution, the only matchup that was played this past weekend, by the way. So now the Dynamo are in double digits in victory. They are now at 10 wins, 2 draws, and 6 losses. Moving on up, they are now 4th in the Western Conference. These guys are making me proud. Let's recap what happened this past Saturday against the Revolution. 52% possession, 7 shots on goal, 4 corners won, 13 shots, 2 shots blocked, 6 attempts in the box, 7 out the box, 19 touches in the opposition box, 1 final foul in the third, 495 accurate passes out of 553, 293 total forward zone passes, or back zone, 266 total forward, 28 accurate long passes, 1 accurate cross, 11 total throws, 2 saves, 4 goal kicks, 9 shots faced, 1 total high claim with 8 tackles, 10 interceptions, 32 clearances, 48 recoveries, 10 fouls committed, 1 offside, and 1 yellow card for the Dynamo. They've been on a roll, man. I haven't seen them play this damn good in quite a while. I can't believe I didn't even type or write these up, but the only 2 goals that were scored in the game, so I actually got them right here. All right, so the first goal was scored in like extra minutes before the half. So within 45 plus minutes, the first goal was scored courtesy of Gilliehern. We hit a right-footed shot from the center of the box to the bottom right corner. And then in 63 minutes of play, we had a goal header courtesy of Augustin Reich. We hit a header from the center of the box to the bottom right corner, assisted by Jack McGlynn with a cross following a corner. So, man, Dynamo's on a roll right now. And we're going to be celebrating this weekend. A couple of player stats here. I don't think nothing changed here so far for the season. Let's see. Updated stats in scoring. Gilliehern still leads with 11 goals scored this season, with Maituez Bogus at second with 4, Lawrence Anali with 3, Hector Herrera and Jack McGlynn tied with 2. Gilliehern also leads in assists in 18 matchups. He only had 7 assists, followed by Jack McGlynn with 6. Lawrence Anali, Augustin Bozat are tied in third with 2. So that's your stat leaders for the Houston Dynamo. And what's coming up next? Well, this Saturday, they're back at the Shell. First time since the Texas Derby. They had, I think it was like 2. Yeah, they had 2 consecutive road games. They're back at home. First home game this month. Taking on the LA Galaxy, which I want to say, let's see where the Galaxy sit right now. They are currently 12th in the West right now. 5 wins, 7 draws, 7 losses. So Houston will possibly be a favorite. It's going to be a packed house at the Shell because it's a celebration. 20 years ago, the Houston Dynamo won their first MLS championship in franchise history, and they were only in their 2nd season as a franchise. They started it all in 2005. They won that first MLS title in 2006, and they're going to celebrate it. They got throwback uniforms or throwback kits in the soccer world. They say kits. I love the white, and they went back to the old school Dynamo logo, the one with like the little, it's like a little triangle looking logo, and it just said Dynamo across with the little star, black and orange. It ain't the one we have right now that's shaped like a hexagon with HD on it. No, this is the one where it's like a weird diamond shape. And it has Dynamo across it, Houston on the top with the star at the bottom. You know what I'm talking about. Go check it out. You'll see it online. Yeah, they're going throwbacks this weekend, celebrating their 20-year anniversary of their first MLS title against the Galaxy. So I'm looking forward to it. So I'm going to do one more thing H-Town related before we move down I-10. But first, real quick, it's getting a little toasty in here, so don't go anywhere. Let me go kick the thermostat up, or let me drop it low, I should say, and give me about 30 seconds, and we will continue this. Don't go anywhere. All right. Sorry for the wait. It was getting a little hot in here, and I ain't going to be Nelly and take off all my clothes. I had to drop the thermostat and take it off auto. So it's getting a little chilly in here, and that's how I want to do it on these hot August days in Louisiana, folks. All right, so I got one more thing H-Town related. We're going to get an update on the Houston Texans training camp. I know they're playing their first preseason game right now against the LA Chargers. I'll see if I can get an update on that as well. So let's go ahead and take it to NRG Stadium right about now. We go there. And our next topic, we're going to take a look at an update on Texans training camp and their update on their first preseason matchup right now with the LA Chargers. Let's see what happened. Just only a couple updates. We'll go back to what happened on Monday, August 10th. For their first preseason game against the Chargers, D'Amico Ryan stated that they'll have a select group of guys who will not go out there and play, including so don't expect guys like Jaden Higgins, Keelan Rutledge. Well, actually, Keelan Rutledge might be playing right now. Like I said, I couldn't catch it. It wasn't televised, but I know like Jaden Higgins, Ariante Ursary, and even like CJ Stroud were not stressed out and playing at all today. But the preseason opener will be about early impressions from younger players and seeing where they are with depth. It'll be about seeing the guys who they'll have to make decisions on and fill out the back end of the roster with limited spots among starters being unsettled. But at Tuesday's practice, they did an indoor practice that D'Amico Ryan stated was outstanding after characterizing with Monday's practice as superb. There was even a dust-up between Keelan Rutledge and Will Anderson Jr. that exceeded the typical millisecond hand-locking of helmets, so just a little scruffle there. Anderson and Rutledge engaged in shoving, even though their teammates' attempts at separations. I mean, like I said, you're going to have that at practices. It's nothing surprising. But the defense forced turnovers, highlighted by Aziz Al-Shahir intercepting C.J. Stroud's tip pass. But CJ also connected for an 80-yard touchdown to David Montgomery down the sideline. So offense looked like they had a great day. Nothing stated on yesterday. I guess they just had a rest day, more of a walkthrough because they had their preseason game going on actually right about now. So let's see if I can get an update score-wise because I know I can't catch it. No, not looking good. They're trailing 21-7 in the fourth quarter. There's about 13:37 to go in the fourth. Texans are trailing 21-7. Let's see if I can see who scored that touchdown for the Houston Texans. As of right now, David Mills went 8 for 12, thrown for 76 yards. He did throw a touchdown pass, so that went to Jared Wayne. Jared Wayne with the touchdown catch. Graham Mertz even took some snaps. As of right now, 4 for 7, 23 yards. Noah Willington leads in rushing in the preseason game right now at 10 carries for 35 yards, averaging 3.5 yards per carry. Marlon Klein leading in reception. He only had 1 catch for 31 yards as of right now. But let's see how that play went. So it was just this, wrong side. In 11 plays, they went 75 yards to make it 7-3. So that's the only action they had. But like I said, this is preseason. Nothing really matters. And they can only get better from there. But let's see. After this week, I know the Houston Texans will have another preseason game. Actually, a week from tonight, they'll be back at home hosting the Las Vegas Raiders, who I actually have on right now. They're trailing 27-14 with the Cardinals in this preseason matchup. But like I said, it's only preseason. Nothing superb. But we'll see what happens there. Got some more shit I want to talk about before we go across. I know I need to get to the 504 to preview the Green Wave of Tulane and give an update on the Saints training camp. But first, I got to make a stop in my neck of the woods to the 337 to give a big shout out and acknowledgement you guys don't want to miss. So let's get back on the bus and let's go to my area code, baby. Let's go to the 337 right about now.
I love to have a good time.
Usually I don't let that little part play that just randomly was added in the clip video. I love to have a good time, but I'm only here in the 337 to talk about a good time that happened this past weekend down in Lake Charles. You guys know I do talk MMA on this show, especially if it involves UFC. Mainly it's UFC. We're going to predict UFC 330 at the end of the night. But I want to talk about another promotion that involves MMA from right here in Louisiana. Ragin Fighting Championship, based out of Lafayette. They've been around for about a year and a half. Great stuff. They hosted RFC 6 in Lake Charles at the Lake Charles Civic Center. It was a jam-packed crowd. It was a rocket night. I know they had over 2,000 fans in attendance. This was my first RFC show. And then this is the shot. I had to get up in the air to get this for you guys. You can tell it was a jam-packed crowd. Great stuff, great fighters, not just representing along the Gulf Coast. We had fighters not just from Louisiana and Texas. We even had fighters from around the country. I've just about seen it all in the last 5 or 6 hours watching kick-ass MMA fights. I've seen knockouts, I've seen TKOs, I've seen submissions, I've seen fights go to decisions. But I'm here to acknowledge, first I need to acknowledge RFC for putting on a kick-ass show in Lake Charles. I know it wasn't there first, but for me attending my first Raging Fighting event, I had a blast, and especially the guy I'm going to acknowledge. You know, I'm always repping Lake Arthur everywhere I go. Lake Arthur Tigers all day. Go Tigers. Big shout out to the guy who put Lake Arthur on the map in the MMA world. My friend, the Don himself, Vance Shaw, had a hell of a fight in the main event against Antonio Hernandez. And let me tell you, brother, I am so proud of you. I know you didn't get the finish you wanted. You're a submission guy. We've seen you make guys tap out, but you fought all the way to the very end. And I know you said in your post-interview you were upset you didn't get the finish. But to be honest with you, brother, you made us all proud, not just in the building, but all across Lake Arthur, all across Southwest Louisiana. You made us proud. And I couldn't be more proud to acknowledge you as an incredible fighter, but also as a friend. Vance and I go a little way back, comes from a great, wonderful family. Shout to the Shaws. I've known Vance, since he was a little knee-high to a chihuahua here. And wrong video. Check this. This was us when he was about, I don't know how old he was here, but we snuck into Alex box during a playoff game, which was right next door. We even went on vacation together in Cancun. He's a great guy. Comes from a great family. Shout to his family, Joey, Rosie, his siblings, Kate, Olivia, and Anna, and all his fiance as well. He's engaged. Congratulations on the engagement. But, man, hell of a night. I enjoyed watching you. You're a hell of a fighter. So you're now 10-0 as a fighter, 6-0 as an amateur, 4-0 as a pro. Keep on grinding, man. Keep on winning. You make us proud. I love you, brother, and I can't wait to watch you again in the octagon. And I know RFC got an event coming up sometime in November. If you want to know more info about it, go to RaginFC.com. You can follow them on social media as well. They're on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube for sure. I don't think they're on X. I think I tried to find them. Didn't see them there. But I heard they announced they're coming back in November in Lafayette. So if Vance is on the card, I'll be there 100% to watch him kick ass again. Might have to do a sponsorship with those guys as well. But I had to give that shout out. Raging Fighting Championship, great stuff. Can't wait to watch him again. So that's the acknowledgement I had to do for Vance and the RFC. So let's go make one more stop before we get to the 504 because we got a little drama in Tigerland right now. So, yeah. You know where this is going, so let's go ahead and take it to the 225 for real fast. All right, I'm making a stop in the 225 because we got to talk about an issue that actually happened within the last 2 days. For those who don't know, it's Jayden Daniels versus LSU. I'm calling this topic. First, the drama going on with Jayden Daniels because Pickett, who's on the team, was given the number 5. But Jayden and them are upset, thinking his number should be retired because of everything he's done for LSU. But he wants, he wanted his name, his everything removed from LSU because they gave his number away. And a lot of people are iffy about it. Like, I got an update saying, like, they informed that LSU can no longer use his name, image, and likeness. It said he felt profoundly disrespected after they allowed DJ Pickett to wear his number 5 jersey, which he believes should have been retired after winning the Heisman Trophy, having an incredible 2020 on his side, an incredible 2023 season. But you got people on there defending him, saying like, maybe they need to retire his number. Then they got some that say, bruh, get over it. Look, it's a house divided thing right now. It's a civil war with this issue. And look, I'm just going to come up here and say, to be honest with you, first off, Jaden Daniels, I appreciated everything you've done from LSU after making the transfer to Arizona State. You are a Heisman Trophy winner. We will not take that away. You are up there with Billy Cannon and Joe Burrow. I even got your jersey right on the side of Joe Burrow's because you're a Heisman Trophy winner. As a season ticket holder, I was there for every single snap you did at Tiger Stadium during your run as a starter. Yes, you are a Heisman Trophy winner. That shocked everyone, especially with the outcome of how that season went, but it's not your fault. You had the number 1 offense in the country while they had the worst defense in the country. But it's not your fault. That's Brian Kelly's fault. We didn't get the season we wanted with you. If we'd have had an amazing defense, we could have been a college football playoff contender and a chance to go to the national championship. But instead, your career had to end in the Relia Quest Bowl. Now, people are always complaining, saying, man, they don't need to retire jerseys in sports. That's where's it at? That's where I'm the kid in the car seat.
A bullshit. A bullshit. A bullshit. A bullshit.
I'm with jerseys getting retired. But does Jaden Daniels' jersey need to be retired during his short time at LSU? I would say yes, but they're going to retire it eventually in the future. But what I'm getting at is I'm not trying to be a dick. I'm not trying to be an ass. But Jaden, with all due respect, brother, just don't go this route, man. Don't be a douchebag. You've been kicking ass in the NFL. I've been enjoying watching you with the Washington Commanders. Don't go a route former Heisman Trophy winners have gone where they've made themselves look like shit in the NFL. Talking about their college pass. Come on, bro. You better than that. I mean, I get you're frustrated and upset. I believe your jersey number will be retired one day. Now, when it comes to like other Heisman Trophy winners having their jerseys worn after winning the Heisman, yeah, there's been a few others. Now, I get it. When Joe Burrow went to the NFL, no one's wore number 9 ever since. I guess he wants to be just like Joe Burrow. One thing you'll have in common with him, yes, you're a Heisman Trophy winner like him, but remember, Joe Burrow was a part of the greatest college football team of all time with a perfect record. But you look at the previous Heisman Trophy winners we've had in the last 10 years. Lamar Jackson, someone wore his number the following year. Baker Mayfield, somebody wore the number 4 years after he left. Kyler Murray, someone wore it the following year. Devontae Smith, someone wore it the following year. Bryce Young, someone wore it 2 years later. Fernando Mendoza, someone's wearing it the following year. Out of the last 10 years, Joe Burrow's the only player where no one is wearing his number, where guys like Travis Hunter, which that was a bullshit retirement, and Caleb Williams, their numbers are officially retired. I guess he's trying to go on that boat like his number should have been retired already. Not yet, bro. One day it will. If we were that curious, we would have had Joe Burrow's retired ASAP. But no. I'll give it 10, 15 years to the year he won a national championship. They might consider retiring his number. But I don't want to start a civil war, not with week 1 coming because we're so fucking hyped for the Clemson game. Fingers crossed we get Boosie to perform them running off the field. There's skepticals going around. He wants to perform them on the field for the Clemson game, and I'm all in for it. But come on, man. Don't start no shit. We don't need another Tyrann Mathieu controversy with you, with the jersey number and whatnot. I don't want to see no type of drama like that, bro. No, that's not on my end. Because I love the man to death. Everything he's done for LSU. I acknowledge him. I don't want to see more of that. And I guess, and I understand how his mama's upset. I mean, she's being her mama, and then you got his diehards are the same way. Just chill, bro. He's gonna get his moment in glory, and let Pickett wear that number proudly. You don't see me upset of all the guys, like after Tyrann Mathieu wore number 7, you didn't see me complain about other people wearing it. You didn't see me complain about other people wearing 18 after Matt Monk, but that's a LSU, that's a tradition. Only the best of the best wear 7 and 18. And to the dumbass motherfuckers that want to bring race up about the Jaden Daniel controversy with LSU, saying, oh, they're not retiring his jersey because he's black.
Shut up, bitch!
It's got nothing to do with that. So please, keep that bullshit aside. We don't need that bullshit right about now. But that's my rant I got with this whole Jaden Daniels controversy. I'm hoping he'll snap out of it and keep on playing football because I enjoy watching him in the NFL. I don't want him to get in any kind of trouble with this nonsense that it could have him benched or suspended or get fined or get kicked off LSU campus like Tyrann Mathieu. Oh, not Tyrann Mathieu, Odell Beckham Jr. I say Tyrann Mathieu. It wasn't Tyrann that had the drama. It was Odell. I don't need him to go down Odell Beckham Jr.'s route with this with LSU drama. Sorry, Honey Badger. I didn't mean to throw your name in there. All right, guys, you ready to go to the 504? Let's see how the Saints are doing within this last week in training camp, and let's get to this final preview that I'm doing on a team I really don't talk about, or I do have respect for. But all right, let's go to the 504. Let's go check on the New Orleans Saints training camp and whatnot. So here we go, folks. All right, we are now in the 504. We in the Big Easy, and let's get an update on the Saints training camp and what they got coming up in preseason. So let's go to Tuesday. They had an off day on Monday. So Tuesday, the offense and defense went at each other in an unscripted red zone scenario to end practice. The first side to 18 points won with 4 given to the defense if they held the offense to a field goal, 3 points to the offense for a made field goal, and 7 for a touchdown or turnover. Defense went up 4-3 after Charlie Smith kicked the field goal for the first unit. Tanner Brown kicked the field goal for the second after Martin Emerson Jr. broke up a Spencer Rattler pass on third down. With the defense up 8-6, Carl Granderson almost picked off Tyler Shuck and then did manage to snag the ball 3 plays later before punting it in celebration. That put the defense up 13-6, and Zach Wilson took advantage of an offsides penalty to throw a touchdown to Berry and Brown to tie things up. The first team offense took over with a chance to win outright, but Quincy Riley picked off Shuck in the end zone, giving the defense the win. Head coach Kellen Moore said the idea was to create a competitive environment. A few other observations. The Saints' first team offense had multiple false starts during the team period. Tyler Shuck threw a touchdown to Juwan Johnson with Kool-Aid McKinstry in coverage during an early team period. The 2 kickers previously alternated practices. Now they'll alternate kicks during practice moving forward. Brown went 7 for 7, while Smith went 5 of 6. Devin Neal worked off to the side with the athletic trainer, while Rajan Wright left with a hip injury. Devon Gocho also left with an ankle injury, so the injury bug is keep on coming. I don't like this one bit. This one's making me nervous here. But Jeremiah Wright returned to practice while Cameron Jordan did practice with a hamstring. But Kendry Miller, Chris Rump, and John Ridgway did not practice as well. Meanwhile, let's see. Yesterday, the Saints took a step back in anticipation of Thursday's joint practice session against the Jacksonville Jaguars, the team they will be playing this weekend in preseason. They practiced against 3 different teams over the course of camp, and tomorrow, that practice essentially functioned as their preseason game. The starters won't play in Saturday's game, but they will get intensive time against the Jaguars' first team That was for today's practice. The Saints had a short, non-padded inside practice to get ready for that, but they still ran some 11-on-11 drills. Isaac Yiadom broke up a Spencer Rattler pass to Bryce Lane, continuing to work through the play until the ball came out. While some teammates did rush over to celebrate the play, in the next team session, Lance caught a touchdown from Rattler, making the catch over Jordan Howden and Elliott Davidson before spiking the ball in celebration. Then they were in pads today against the Jacksonville Jaguars. A couple more observations. There were some bad snaps among all of the units, including a high snap from Eric McCoy to Shuck. The Saints ended practice in red zone work, scoring a touchdown off the handoff to Travis Achane up the middle. And Shuck's 2 passes in the 4-way session were incomplete, including an attempt to Juwan Johnson. Saints brought in Terrion Arnold, the former cornerback for the Detroit Lions, in for a visit and said that they're still gathering information on him. He was released by the Lions after he was arrested on felony charges of armed robbery and kidnapping, with the case still ongoing. Devon Vale did get a rest day while Devon Gocho was in absence after rolling his ankle, with Cameron Jordan remaining absent as well. While today, the Saints came away from their joint practice against the Jags with positivity on both sides of the ball. The offense had one of the best days of the camp. Highlights included Tyler Shuck completing a deep pass to Bryce Lane, working against Travis Hunter with pressure. Hunter would have attempted to tackle Lance if they were in an in-game situation. Other highlights included Zach Wilson to Bub Means with a touchdown, Tyler Shuck to Chris Olave, and Spencer Rattler to Trey Palmer. So offense looking fantastic. Shuck said he did felt his personal highlight occurred during the 2-minute drill where he had 6 straight completions to set Charlie Smith up for a 53-yard field goal as the time did run out. Defensively, though, Julian Blackman kicked things off with an interception of Trevor Lawrence, with the defensive line was active and in position for multiple sacks. But at the end of the day, Young estimated that he was involved in 6 sacks. A couple more observations. Jordan Tyson came down hard after reception, jogging off, but did not return to practice, so hopefully it's nothing severe. Spencer Rattler will start in the preseason game this Saturday against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Rav said, how did Tyler Shuck look at camp so far? To be honest, man, I think he had a decent camp. I mean, you're going to have some errors. He did throw some picks. He'd been in under pressure a lot within the last week or two. But come when we get to the real stuff, I think he's going to be ready to go as long as we can keep him healthy and nothing severe, because we've been having injuries, minor and major, throughout training camp. But like I mentioned, Spencer Rattler will be taking the snaps on Saturday with the Jags. You can probably also say Zach Wilson will be playing as well, except Tyler Shuck. So be on the lookout for that. So Saturday, I think, and it's an early start time. They will play at 3 p.m. in the Superdome, their only preseason game at home against the Jacksonville Jaguars. If you have the ESPN Unlimited bundle on the ESPN app, you will be able to catch it. So be sure to come check out the New Orleans Saints taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars. Like I said, Tyler Shuck will sit the game out. None of the starters will be playing. Spencer Rattler will start, but be on the lookout to see Zach Wilson take some snaps. I'm even put Hunter Deckers in as well. Could get some reps at quarterback during this preseason battle with the Jacksonville Jaguars. So that's my update on the New Orleans Saints. Now let's get to the main event. Let's get why everyone is here, and let's wrap up this football preview tour. Let's go to Yeoman. Like I said, I'm going to update these overlays. This is some like ChatGPT shit I had. So let's preview the 2026 Green Wave of Tulane. A team, to be honest, I don't hate the team. I say a former rival. We don't really play them anymore. If we were playing them on a regular basis, I would not be giving them the love I'm giving them now. Unfortunately, I had a trend. I was wearing teams I was covering, but I'm repping a new Lake Arthur shirt. I don't have any Tulane merch. I did go find some Tulane gear over the weekend. There is a store that sells them down here, but they suck. Like, the shirts were hideous and ugly. I wouldn't wear that shit. if I want some like real good Tulane merch, I either got to go to Amazon or go make a trip to New Orleans in their bookstore if I want to get some damn good Tulane merch. I didn't like what they had in Lake Charles. But recap last season, probably one of Tulane's best seasons in decades. Under head coach John Summerall, who's now with the Florida Gators. Last season, the Tulane Green Wave finished with an overall record of 11-3, 7-1 in the American Conference. Conference champions, too. And I want to say, within the last several years, they have won some they've won. That's their second American Conference title in this decade. They've won it in 2022, and they won it last year in 2025. They won the American Conference Championship, beating North Texas. They made it to the college football playoffs for the first time in program history, only the second team in the state of Louisiana behind LSU in 2019. They did lose to Ole Miss 41-10. That was a little recap of that. But going into this year, new season, new faces, new everything. New head coach in Will Hall, who've been with Tulane. And this is the second season coming back after being the head coach at Southern Miss. New offensive coordinator in Russ Callaway. New defensive coordinator in Taylor Polk. And Nate Fuqua as co-defensive coordinator. So, a lot of new stuff going on there. Impact players. I know this is going to be a little different than what we've had a year ago. I know there's going to be like a new quarterback in charge, Jake Retzloff. Declared the NFL draft, didn't get drafted, but had a training camp tryout or a camp tryout or walk-on offer with the New York Jets. I don't even know how that went. But we got a new quarterback who was a transfer from Ball State in Caton Samanza, which in 2024, he had over 2,900 passing yards with Ball State, 25 touchdowns and 10 interceptions. He transferred in 2025, but he was second string behind Jake Retzloff. Now he's going to be the starting quarterback. A couple returning players, I think that could be some impact players for Tulane. Sophomore running back Jamari McClure, who last season had over 500 total rushing yards in 83 carries, 540 to be exact, with only 2 rushing touchdowns. If Tulane can play the way they played a year ago, I think he could be nearly at the 1,000-yard mark, but we got to give him some more rushing touchdowns. I'll say let's give him up to 10, no less than 10. Anthony Brown-Stevens, I think, could be an impact player at wide receiver, the transfer from Kentucky. Last season with the Wildcats, he had 523 total receiving yards on 41 receptions and 2 touchdowns. I think he's going to be an impact player. He's definitely going to be one of the great targets for Samanza. I think he can have nearly close to 1,000 if they keep on playing like that. I'm going to have to give him more touchdowns, so I'll give him no less than 8, about 8 to 12 there. Meanwhile, on defense, I could see a couple of returning players, including safety Kevin Adams III. Last season with the Green Wave, he had 53 total tackles, 69 solo, with 30 assists and 3 passes deflected. And at linebacker, Dixon Agu, who last season, 36 total tackles, 15 solo, 21 assists, and 1 fumble recovery for the Green Wave. So that's my impact players for the Green Wave. Now, when it comes to uniform swag, let's see how long this lasts, because LSU may be the flagship university of the state and the best program in the state. Tulane, I'll give them some credit. They got some swag. And I'll go ahead and start with the jerseys. They only got 3 options with the combos. There's your 3 jersey choices mainly. You got your green, that teal blue, and you got the white. And when it comes to the pants, you can have all green out and all white out and all teal out. You can go green on white, teal on white, white on green, white on teal. You're going to see all that. But it's the helmets. I've never seen more different helmet combos from Tulane. Unfortunately, I do not have the privilege of showing you every single helmet that you can choose from, but I've got a good selection from you that I personally love. The only thing you'll see close is I found this image online of different choices of helmets they've had over the recent years. And this ain't everything, but on this image, there is quite a bit you will see up close that I do love. That angry wave has become so iconic. It reminds you of the fighting leprechaun for Notre Dame. But hear me out, real talk. I've finally grown into the angry wave. I'm so used to that block T with the T wave, they call it. I'll show you in a bit in a throwback helmet. But when it comes to the angry wave, if I had to pick a favorite helmet with that iconic image, it's got to be this one. I mean, white helmet with the green face mask. This one is just as iconic. I mean, I do love it in green. It kind of blends with it. I mean, I love the green more than the teal or the white, to be honest. But man, with that angry wave, it goes hard on that blue. Look at that, man. Look how fucking beautiful. As much as I'm not a fan of that teal, I do approve it with the helmet right here. They even like that. Some people even like this zoomed in angry wave, which is a very unique helmet. We've seen it in the past. I don't hate it, but I love it in white. Holy shit. I rather it in the white. Now, if you want to talk throwbacks, there's a couple on here I love. This one might be everyone's favorite Tulane throwback helmet. The Pelican on the surfboard, surfing the wave. This don't scream New Orleans or Louisiana more. I actually love this helmet. I think it'd be better on a white helmet, but it's okay being on a teal helmet. Now, this one right here, the little Lucky Charm or whatever you want to call him, the little snappy buddy. But they say that's the Fighting Saint. He just wearing the T on him. I don't hate it. But I don't ever remember them ever wearing these back in the day. Now this is what I was talking about. The T-Wave helmet. This is what they had back in the day. This used to be my favorite Tulane logo ever. The black T-Wave before I adjusted to the angry wave. This was the shit, bro. Like, this defined Tulane right here, the big old block T-Wave. Now, last year there was a contest of who had the best alternate helmets, and Tulane won it with last year's City Connect helmets. And let me be honest with you, I'm not a big fan of it. It screams and defines New Orleans. I mean, you walk down the French Quarter, their street blocks on the road spell it like that. You got the little green bead on the ground on the side of it. I just wasn't a fan of the uniforms. If you'd have seen the entire combo, you'd hate it too. But I mean, it's not bad for the city of New Orleans. This defines New Orleans, but I just wasn't a fan of it. Now, what they just dropped recently for this coming season, did you guys see the City Connect uniforms they're going to wear against South Alabama? Mardi Gras style, baby. What a better team to wear it against than a team from Mobile. Mobile's the birthplace of Mardi Gras. Who gives a fuck? Mardi Gras capital's New Orleans. I love this. I love that the Angry Wave has a jester hat on. They put his wave head as a jester hat. That screams New Orleans. It screams Mardi Gras. I fucking love it. And they sold out so quickly. Here's the combo one more time. The jersey sold out. I love this City Connect uniform, Mardi Gras style. I love it. You can't complain about that. But let's wrap this up. Let's do a schedule prediction for Tulane. This is what they got coming up for 2026. Let's see if they can have a repeat what they did with the playoffs. But just like last year, they're playing the Duke Blue Devils, but this time they are on the road. They're going to Durham to play the Fighting Blue Devils of Duke. Unfortunately, they did not get the victory last year. They lost the game 27-22. It was a tight finish. But Duke last year, let's see, how did Duke do last year? Duke went 9-5 overall, 6-2 in the ACC. So they had an average season. it was just a struggle win for them. But now that they're playing it at Duke, I have this one starting off as a loss for Tulane, sadly. So give me Duke to start the season off, defeating Tulane. This will be Tulane's first loss of the season. Now the home opener against South Alabama, yeah, that is 100% a win there. And it shows them who's the real Mardi Gras, where the real home of Mardi Gras is. It's New Orleans. Kansas State, the Wildcats, representing the Big 12. Let's see how it's in Lawrence. I mean, I did pick Kansas State to win this game, so that's going to give Tulane a loss there. They'll go to 1-2 of the season. But let's see how Kansas State did last season. If we'd had the same team they had last year, I think they could beat them. They went 6-6 last year, 5-4 in the Big 12. The fact that it's in Manhattan, it's at Bill Snyder Stadium. I'm gonna go with the Wildcats, and I'll put the Green Wave at 1-2 to start the season. And you want to talk about rivalry games, non-conference rival right here. They take on the Golden Eagles of Southern Miss. This is an old rivalry when they used to be in the same conference together. Let's see how Southern Miss did last year. Last year, Southern Miss went 7-6, 5-3 in the Sun Belt. And this is a rivalry game. They call this rivalry the Battle for the Bell, which from New Orleans to Hattiesburg, it's only about 2.5, 3 hours. Let's see who dominates. Southern Miss dominates this rivalry. They lead the rivalry 24-10. Tulane, this is going to be their first matchup since 2023. Tulane won the last matchup 21-3 in Hattiesburg, but they're playing in New Orleans. The last time Tulane beat Southern Miss in New Orleans was back in 2002. They're going to win this one. I'm going to give them a win at home. I mean, I think it's going to be a fun, tight game to watch. It can go either way. And I want to say that would be their final non-conference game right there. Only 3 non-conference games on the first row: Duke, Kansas State, and Southern Miss. The rest of the schedule is all American Conference matchups. They go into conference play on October 10th, so that would be Week 5. Week 5, no, that'd be Week 6. Week 5, they'll have a bye week. So their bye week is Week 5. Week 6, they go to Army. They go to West Point to play the Black Knights, where last season Army went 4-4, 7-6 overall. Not a familiar foe they have played before in a conference championship. But just because it's Army, I think they can win it. So give me a victory against Army. Then back-to-back home games right here. They're back at home hosting the Memphis Tigers, who last year went 8-5 overall with a 4-4 record. Don't be surprised if Memphis finds a way to shock the system and beat them, because Memphis is an underrated team here. But I feel like if they find a way to choke at home, they're going to choke against Memphis. So I'm giving them a loss against the Memphis Tigers. Puts them at 3 losses and possibly out of the playoff picture. But that's not a bad thing, because I still have Tulane Bowl eligible. And it starts within the next 3 games. Week 8, they host UTSA, the Roadrunners. Last year they went 7-6 overall, 4-4 in the American Conference. That's a win. Give me a win there. And then maybe the bottom of the totem pole for this conference, the University of Charlotte, 1-11 overall record a year ago, no wins in the conference, cakewalk victory. Halloween weekend, by the way, they will play on a Friday night. That is a Friday game. They will not play on Halloween. They go get a Halloween Eve dub on the road in Charlotte. That puts them winning 3 in a row. And make it 5 in a row, because Tulsa at home, Tulsa went 4-8 overall, 1-7 a year ago in the conference, second worst team in the conference. That's a win there too. So that's 4 consecutive wins. Then Rice, 5-8 overall, 2-6 in the conference. That's another win. So that'd be, as of right now, that would be 7 wins that make them bowl eligible. So I have South Alabama as a win, Army, South Alabama, Army, UTSA, Charlotte, Tulsa, Rice. Oh, Southern Miss be a win too. So yeah, most of the wins are at home, and 2 on the road for sure. Make it 3 in a row if you count the Rice game. North Texas, last year's runner-ups in the conference, but they went 12-2 overall, 7-1 in the conference. It's a home game. Anything can happen, but that was a hell of a game with North Texas last year. I wouldn't be surprised if they drop this game and North Texas gets some redemption. So I got them losing to the Mean Green, battling for that green. But they close out the regular season on the road. Whether if it's a Friday night or a Saturday game, they're going to close out the regular season at South Florida. The Bulls, last season they went 9-4 overall, 6-2 in the conference. I'll give them a win. So that'll put them with an overall record of 8 wins, 4 losses, and all 2 losses in the conference. I have them losing to Duke. I have them losing to Kansas State, which are non-conference losses. But conference losses, I have them losing to Memphis and North Texas. So 8-4, and they'll be bowl eligible. Fair enough there for a team I barely pay attention to. Like I said, I think ever since they beat USC and Caleb Williams in the Cotton Bowl, first New Year's 6 win, I kind of like, they've earned my respect. And I enjoyed watching them and supporting them there since then. Even though the only time I've ever seen Tulane play was against LSU, which they plan on bringing that rivalry back in the future. In 2030, they're going to renew the Rag rivalry. The Battle of the Rag, a former banner that had both the school's crests on it with the state emblem in the middle. One side of the crest, one side of the rag was gold for LSU. The other side was green for Tulane. If LSU wins it, they call it the Tiger Rag. If Tulane wins it, they call it the Victory Rag. But Tulane hasn't beaten LSU since the 80s. LSU has dominated that rivalry. They haven't played it since Halloween night of 2009, and that was the last time I was there in Tiger Stadium. Halloween night. No cannon blast, though. But that was a fun game. And I wish they would bring it back. And remember Tulane used to be in the SEC back in the day. And then in all other sorts of conferences. Well, that's going to wrap up tonight's show, and that will wrap up the tour I have. By the way, Chargers beat the Texans 27-7. Oh, we can't close out just yet. I got one more thing we do. So let's get back on the bus. I got one more thing left, I promise, and that's it. It's fight weekend. We got another UFC fight, UFC 330, live in Philadelphia. Unfortunately, I will not host the watch-along. I know I did for Freedom 250 and 229. Still getting some numbers and ratings, but DJ Dirty South got a gig this weekend. So, unfortunately, I will not be hosting a watch-along, but I will be watching the fights in the bar. They will show them. So, we're only going to predict the main card, but I will run down the rest of the card here. So, meanwhile, in the prelims, and the early prelims and prelims, of course, you can catch on Paramount Plus. The early prelims, we got Jeremiah Wells versus, oh, God, you know what? This is every time.
If one of y'all says some silly-ass name, this whole class is going to feel my wrath.
I say that because Jeremiah Wells is fighting Mike Tebek Oralba. Did I say it right? Excuse me. In the welterweight division. Following that in the welterweight, we got Neil Magny versus Ramiz Brahmiaj. And in the light heavyweight, Rafael Tobias versus Lucas Fernando. Meanwhile, on the preliminary card, middleweight, we got Vicente Luque versus Trajan Gore. In the middleweight, Dante Johnson versus Eric McConico. In the catchweight, Charles Johnson versus Eduardo Enrique. And in the welterweight, Chidi Nashukani versus Joel Alvarez. Unique names there. All right, let's predict the main card. It's a big night, 2 title fights. It will kick off in the lightweight division. Edson Barboza versus Esteban Robovics. If I even said that shit right, too. Let's look at Barboza. He is currently 24-14. And his opponent, Robovics, 15-3. Ooh, he got a better record. I'm going to go with Robovics in that one. Meanwhile, in the middleweight, Mansour Abdul Malik versus Dustin Stoltzfus. I'm easily going with Stoltzfus. I'm going with the Pennsylvania guy. It's going to be like a homecoming from him. 16-8 is his record. I'm going with Stoltzfus. Meanwhile, in the lightweight, we got Jalen Turner versus Cowie Fernandez. I'm going with Jalen Turner. 15-9 is his record. Going with him. Co-main event for the UFC Women's Strawweight Championship, Mackenzie Dern versus Jillian Robertson. Man, this one was a toss-up. The defending champ, Mackenzie Dern, is currently 16-5. She's won 8 fights by submission, 8 by decision, 5. Never knocked out anybody, but she's been knocked out once and she lost by decision 4 times. The challenger, Jillian Robertson, 17-8. She's won 3 by knockout, 9 by submission, 5 by decision, and she lost by knockout once, tapped out once, and lost by decision 6 times. I'm going to go with the champ. I'm going to go with Mackenzie Dern to retain. And in the main event for the UFC Welterweight Championship, Islam Makhachev versus Ian Machado Gary. Makhachev, one of the top fighters in the country. He is currently 29-1. Well, 28-1. He's won 5 by knockout, 13. He's a submission specialist. He's won 13 by submission and 10 by unanimous decision. Where the challenger, Gary, he is 17-1. 17-1 as a pro, 7-1 as an amateur. Bro, this could be a hell of a fight. Shit, man. Who do I go here? Do I go with Makhachev to retain, or do I go with Gary to win the title? This one's going to be tough, man. If I'd have a coin, I'd probably flip a coin in this one. But you know what? I'm probably going to... The Irishmen do love the fight. Oh, buddy. What you guys think? I'm going to probably go with Makhachev to retain. I'd like to see a new champion crown, but I feel like both champs are going to retain their titles. So I'm going to go with Makhachev to retain. But be on the lookout in the near future. Like, even though I will not do a watch-along for this, I might look into doing one. Let's see. UFC 331 will be No. I'm not doing one that night either. That's the night LSU play Ole Miss. But UFC 331 is going to be in L.A. Who's on that card? Joshua Van versus Alexander Pantoja for the Flyweight Championship. That's your main event. Seemed like a hell of a fight. We'll predict that when we get close, but unfortunately, I don't think I'm going to host a watch-along for that either. I'm probably not going to host any watch-alongs in the middle of football season, especially if LSU got a marquee matchup that same night. But that's going to wrap up tonight's show. Thank everyone for tuning in, especially if you are checking me out for the first time, courtesy of the College Huddle. I appreciate everyone. I know summer's wrapping up. Everyone's going back to school. I hope everyone has a wonderful first day back and has a wonderful school year. Football season's here. You know, good luck to everyone playing football this year and the upcoming sports for the 26-27 season. I'm kind of ready for summer to wrap up. I'm tired of heat exhaustion and sweating like a whore in church. I'm ready for some fall, crisp weather. I'm ready for the real football, baby. I'm enjoying the preseason right now with all the other rest of MLB baseball I can watch. But thank y'all for tuning in. God bless y'all. God bless America. And I will catch you guys next week. Reminder, special edition. I'm doing an SEC preview with myself and Trey Tucker from the Doghouse Podcast, and maybe some more faces, courtesy of the College Huddle from the SEC chapter. So I'm gonna post a message, see if I can get some more faces. Mainly all we're gonna do is do some SEC schedule predictions, quick and easy, just like that. But thank y'all for tuning in. Peace, love, I'm out. I'll catch you guys next Thursday. Y'all have a good night.